They would have gotten in, but the Bills at home, wrapping up an emotional week after the situation involving Hamlin. 35-23 Buffalo. Naheem Hines had two kickoff returns for touchdowns, including one to kick off the game. The opening kickoff couldn't have been scripted any better. And
the opening kickoff couldn't have been scripted any better. Oh, man. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is January 9th, 2023. Oh, man. You know, there were so many Damar Hamlin tributes this week. I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I caught. You know, there's probably a lot more. I didn't review every game, but, you know, I did see what they did in the Bills game with the 96-yard return by John Brown. And I caught some other ones too. I think the Packers game was the score was 9-6 at one point, as well, like 96. Of course, Damar Hamlin's full name equals 96. And what I want to do in this video, I want to apologize because I did make a video predicting that this man was gonna die, and looks like he's not dead because, you know, they just put out a photo of him alongside his parents, I think it is. And you know, even though I didn't get that prediction correct, I mean, I think anybody with a brain can see how much of a ritual this is, and also what I've been saying for years, how a lot of this stuff is fake. These people are not really even getting injured. And a lot of people know about it, besides the players and the coaches. I mean, just by this photograph, you can tell that, you know, these people that are next to him, I'm not sure if that's his parents. I think it is. I mean, we can assume that his parents know what's going on as well. I mean, how can they not? I mean, it's obvious there's nothing wrong with Damar. I mean, think about it. This is a guy who died last Monday, supposedly. He died on the field, right? His heart stopped. And this is a guy who is still considered to be in critical condition. Now, if you look at this photograph, does he look like he's in critical condition? I mean, he has his arms up. He's staring directly at the camera. I don't even see an IV on him. Like, he's not even wearing an IV. Like, he's not connected to any machines. It's just like, man, like, this looks like he's just got taped on, but it's not connected to anything. I mean, I don't see any IV anywhere. Like, how is this a person that's in critical condition? You know, a lot of the people who follow me on Instagram know what's going on. I mean, look at the comments. Okay, this person wrote, especially after cardiac arrest, you'll have a central line. Not a regular IV. Okay, so this person seems to be like a nurse or a doctor, or somebody that's aware. Okay, let me see. This whole thing was so staged. Some people looking at the clock saying that it was 12:34. I don't see what the clock is. I don't know where you guys see that at. I don't see a clock. You guys must have supervision because I can't see what the clock that everybody's pointing at. They're saying that it was 12:34 on the clock, but I don't see the clock. Where is this? Yeah, I'm missing that. I don't know where's that. But I did catch, you know, the shirt that says "Love for Damar," which has the gematria of 68 to go along with all the other 68s. But this is nothing but lights, camera, and action. Okay, threes everywhere. He also has the ram in his hand. He also has the ram in his name. Oh, the ram in his name. Okay, the ram in his name. The three-letter word, huh? Ram. Not sure what that means. So this person writes, he looks pretty healthy for someone in coma for 4 days. Yeah, I agree. All this fakery makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah. I'm happy that, people are able to see through this shit. He is supposed to be in critical condition still. Also, nice custom gear. He was almost dead on Monday night, and they have T-shirts and hats ready. Yeah, exactly. He's not even wearing the hospital gowns. But let me just show you what they did in that Buffalo game in case you guys missed it. So the NFL put out this video, a 1 minute and 17-second video of the kick return. I think I said a different name, but it was actually Nyheim Hines who did the kick. I didn't watch the game at all, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just reading the box scores and tuning in right now. So Nyheim Hines did a kick return for 96 yards, and of course that was a big tribute to Damar Hamlin, whose full name equals 96. And of course the reason the video is 1 minute and 17 seconds is because Buffalo Bills is 117. They've been quoting that number all over this ritual, and that's something I think I spoke about a couple of days ago. So many headlines came out with the 117 coding, like this magazine by the Post. They calling him America's Son, which has Gematria of 117. This headline, they emphasize the word progress because progress is another 117 term. And also remember he was supposed to be injured 117 days into the season. The top shooting happened 117 days before the season began. Of course, Tyler Boyd equals 117. He was the only player that scored a touchdown the day he got injured. And there's a lot of more 117s, like the Buffalo Mayor. His full name is 117 as well. Of course, Buffalo Bills, I think I spoke about that, is 117. It's just so obvious though what they're doing. And then this right here, how they throw it in people's face, like God behind all this, no coincidence. Number 3, meant to be. Buffalo Bills tweets. 3 years and 3 months. That's how long it took them to do another kick return. I think the last one was 3 years and 3 months ago. And all the threes they did with the hockey player the other day. This guy right here. Taze Thompson, a tribute to Damar on January 3rd, on the third day of the year. Number 3. I think he's number 3, but he says here that Taze scored his third goal of the game exactly 3 minutes into the 3-on-3 overtime for his 30th goal and the third hat trick of the season. I don't know, it's just the way that the people been acting, is just, they've been acting like the guy's dead. I mean, they're wearing his number on their jerseys. And the guy looks perfectly fine. I mean, does this look like somebody that you should be paying tribute to? This guy looks just like any other patient in the hospital. I mean, he doesn't look like he's in critical condition. He doesn't look like he's fighting for his life. He doesn't look like he's going to die anytime soon. The guy looks like a very healthy football player. That's what he looks like. And like I said, he's not connected to any machinery, man. You gotta love the COVID mask, right? In 2023, people still wearing COVID masks. Let's see what else I posted. Cause I was doing stuff. I'm posting stuff on my Instagram. This is what made me want to make that prediction. Because I'm like, okay, so they are connecting this player's injury to Chuck Hughes, right? Because Chuck Hughes was the last player to die on the field. Now, why would they be paying tribute to a man who died on the field if this player was not meant to die on the field? And I don't know if you guys knew this, but they said that Chuck Hughes' widow just happened to be at that Bills game that day. The mockery. Why would his wife's widow even go to an NFL game for the Buffalo Bills too? Like, her husband didn't even play for the Bills, play for the Lions. But let me see if I can look it up. It says here that widow of NFL player who died on field, very emotional. See if I can find the article that I read that she was on the field that day. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe she said, but she claims she watched Damar Hamlin's collapse in horror. I think she was able to witness it though. It says here that Sharon Hughes stayed awake as late as she could Monday night, forcing her eyes open. The widow of the only NFL player to die on the field during the game. She needed to know that history was not repeating itself. She needed to hear that Damar Hamlin was still alive. Hamlin, 24, safety with the Buffalo Bills, was in critical condition after he went into cardiac arrest during Monday night's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, we know all this stuff. I was very emotional, said Tuesday from her Texas home. Okay, so she watched the game from her home. She wasn't at the game. But, I mean, what are the odds that she was watching this game, though? And why would she care so much? Oh, because my husband died. Yeah, right. Because somebody told you to watch the game and watch this moment to pay tribute to your late husband. Yeah, so I'm really confused. I know a lot of people say that, you know, our videos are not making an impact in the world, and you know, if you guys want to think that, go right ahead. But I really think these people do supervise what we say in the truth community, and if we do make a prediction like the one I made, I'm pretty sure that if a lot of people watch that video, it will have some type of impact on these people, even though you guys don't think that. You know, I'm pretty sure, like before, like let's say, let's go back in time and say September 11, 2001. I think if on September 5th, a bunch of people would have been making videos about, oh, watch out, the terrorist attacks are going to happen in Times Square on September 11th. I don't think September 11th would have been carried out. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But I don't know. Wouldn't that be exposing themselves to? Because it's obvious they pay attention to the community. I mean, just think about it. When we make a video, there's always like a certain amount of people watching the video, or a certain number that's like the number that we seem to be talking about just seems to be showing up somewhere. I'm like, man, there's something up with this, man. Like if I put up a video about Damar Hamlin, you'll see like it'll have like 96 views, or you know, whatever number connects to Hamlin, like 57 views or 117 views. So who's controlling all that? And why would they want a video? Why would they try to tamper with our videos? But I mean, why? Obviously, they're paying attention and they know what we're saying and not saying. Or maybe it was just, you know, a bad prediction and I was just wrong. That's another possibility. But I don't know, man. The way September 5th lined up for him just seemed very perfect. And, you know, if you think about it, that was the day he woke up, supposedly, right? He could have woke up any day. He could have woke up today. He could have woke up yesterday. He could have woke up on the 2nd. On the same day. He could have just said, you know what? Oh, look. He's back to normal now. No, but they waited until Thursday, the day that we was looking out for, to announce that he's awake. Packers just got upset. Wow. By the Lions. So I guess somebody was telling me that to look out for the. Oh man, you know, I'm disappointed because this person put a lot of money on the Packers to win the Super Bowl, and I was telling him, man, don't put no money on the Packers, man. The Packers are not going to the Super Bowl, man. And look, they just got eliminated from the playoffs. So that person, man, if you're out there, man, I told you, man, the Packers is not going nowhere, man. Stop falling for this Aaron Rodgers bullshit every year. Aaron Rodgers is a big trap. I'd rather put my money on Brady because even though he's not having a lousy season, they always find a way to put him in there somehow. You know, the only game we gave out, what was the game? The Rams game. This was the only game that I gave out on Sunday. And, you know, I got a little greedy. I went with the Rams money line. Even though they had 6.5 points. I should have just took the spread. But they had an awesome narrative to upset the Seahawks. Let me see if I can find the Seahawks versus Rams record at home. I think that they must have updated it already. Yeah, they did. So, if you notice here, it says that the Seahawks have a record of 17-8 versus the Rams at home all time. Before this game was played, the record was 16-8. And in Gematria, Seattle Seahawks is 169. And so is the name of their field. And then this looked like this game went to overtime. It looked like the Rams were gonna pull it through, but of course the Seahawks won with 19 points because Seattle's 19. So it looks like the Seahawks sneaked in the playoffs. Let me take a look at the NFL playoffs right now. I'm thinking about putting my Super Bowl prediction on YouTube. I don't think I want to because I don't want. There's so many haters and trolls, and people don't deserve the work that I do. You know what I'm saying? Because these people can't wait for me to be wrong for to say some bullshit online. So I don't know. I'll think about it. I like to put it out for free every year anyway, so we shall see. I don't want people copying out of my paper, you know. So the bracket is set. We got the Chargers playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The winner of this plays the Kansas City Chiefs. The winner of Baltimore and Cincinnati. They got the Dolphins playing the Bills. That I can imagine that spread. That spread is going to be like double digits. So Cowboys and Tampa should be an interesting series. An interesting game, I mean. Yeah, but if you guys notice, the Lions today, they became 4-4 on the road. Detroit is 44 and Packers is 44. That number plays all the time with the Packers and Lions, 44. 44. Jared Goff. Let me see. Let me take a look at what you guys talking about in the chat. If you guys want to call in and talk about the Damar Hamlin case, let me know what you guys think. Cause I haven't been paying attention today because I was busy all day. Tell me what tributes you saw that I haven't seen, or what you guys think about that photo with his parents. Does the guy look like he's in critical condition? Was I wrong about this being a ritual? I mean, I was wrong about his death, but you guys think this is real? Do you guys really think he got injured on the field that day? I don't think so. They already have the spread. I haven't seen this. Let me see. Let me check out the spreads for next week. I think that wild card starts on Saturday. Oh yeah, they do. Wow. Okay, so oh my gosh, 10.5 point favorites. Yeah, I had a feeling. I don't even know why. That's not even going to be a competitive game. So they got the Seahawks as 10-point underdogs. This is the game I wanted to see. So yeah, so the Cowboys are only 3-point favorites, huh? Yeah, this is a game we're gonna take a very close look at because they love to sneak Tom Brady in there every year. Tom Brady at home in the playoffs, dangerous. People still hating. If you guys want to call in, the number is on the screen, 646-986-0958. Yeah, TK says if I could decode a TCU game versus Georgia, that's another big spread game too, though, man. I'm 13.5-point favorite. I think this game is tomorrow, right? 7:30. Let me take a look at the prop bets. I'll probably do something for the prop bets. Oh, somebody asked me to show them how to place a bet using FanDuel. So, I mean, it depends what city you're in. But if you're in a city where FanDuel is legal, I think this is the best sports book out there. I mean, some might say Bovada or DraftKings, but I prefer FanDuel. And it's really easy. So, okay, so you see these categories right here. So this right here would be if you take the Seahawks, for example, to win by 10 points. No, excuse me. If you take this option right here, that means you're taking the Seahawks to either win the game or not lose by more than 10. So this covers you for, this gives you like a cushion, right? So in order for you to lose this bet, San Francisco will need to win by 11 points or more. That's the only way you lose this bet. Now, if San Francisco wins by 10, then this bet gets canceled, because then that means the game ended in a tie. Because San Francisco won by 10 and you started the game with 10 points. That's why it says plus 10. Because you start the game plus 10. Now, if you take this option means the San Francisco 49ers, they have to win the game by 11 or more. If they win by 10, again, that bet gets voided. When I say, if you're on my Patreon, usually I write money line, because I like to avoid the spread, because sometimes it's very tricky to predict if they're going to cover the spread or not. Sometimes we might see something in the ATS record, but I feel more comfortable giving out the money line pick. And in a game like this, it's not even worth it, because the big favorite is the San Francisco 49ers. So in order for you to win in this bet, you would have to bet like $500 just to win 100. And the way you could tell is just type it in. Type in 500, and that's how much you win. You win $100. So that's a lot of money to bet for that little bit of a come up. You know, it's not really worth it, risking 500 just to win 100. And there's other things as well that you can do, right? So if you go to here where it says more wagers, actually they don't have them available for this game, but let's go to the NBA. If you click where it says more wagers, there's other options as well. Like you click where it says win margin, and there's other options, right? If you take the Pelicans to win anywhere from 1 to 10 points, you will win this bet. So this is actually better than placing the money line on the Pelicans, because if you notice, if you take the money line on the Pelicans, it'll give you like a plus 106, which means if you bet 100, you win 106. But if you take this option, now the Pelicans can't win by more than 10 points. That's why this pays a little bit more. So if you think that the Pelicans are going to win by less than 10 points, then you take this option. If you think the Pelicans are going to win by more than 11, you take this option. And the same thing for the Wizards, right? If you think the Wizards are going to win from anywhere from 1 point to 10 points, you take this option, etc., right? What I like to do is I like to just keep it real simple. I like to just take the money line, this or this, because that's where the gematria helps at. You decode the game, and you see, okay, look, this team, the Wizards equals 44. Pelicans can become 4-4 on the road. And the next game might be against another team with a 44 connection. All right, so you say, okay, I think the Wizards have a good chance to win this game. All the numbers seems to be lining up for the Wizards. I'm just going to play it safe and take the Wizards on the money line. And these are the type of games I like to attack. You know, the games with the low spreads, which means that You don't have to bet a lot of money to win a lot of money. Or bet a lot of you could bet the same amount of money to win the same amount of money. So in this case, if you bet 124, you win 100, which is not bad. It's right there. Another option you have is you wait until the game starts, and you wait to see if that team that you like to win, fall and they take a deficit. So let's say the same game right here. Let's say you like the Wizards, right? But you don't place the bet yet. You wait till the game starts. And then you see that the game starts, the Pelicans now, the score is 7-0. And the Wizards just call a timeout because the Pelicans just went on a run. That would be a good time to place the bet on the Wizards. Because the Wizards are down by 7. And this negative 124 is going to change to a positive because they're down by 7 points. And we see that a lot in the sports. Like usually the team that starts with a good lead, they don't end up winning. I mean, just look at the box score. You'll see it for yourself. Like look at this game, for example, right? The Hornets and Pacers. You see this game? The Hornets were up 27-15 in the first quarter. So let's say before the game is played, you like the Pacers to win. And now the first quarter is over, and your team that you like to win are down by 12 points. I always tell people, if you like the riddle with the Pacers, just because they're down 10, 12 points doesn't mean anything. Still take them to win. So in this case right here, this would have been a beauty if you would have took them right before the second quarter started. You would have put some money on the Pacers to win money line, because then you would have caught a nice price because they was down by a lot of points. They were down by 12. And then look what happened in the second quarter. They outscored them 32-18, and they ended up winning the game because they scored 43 in the fourth quarter and won the game. So it's all about timing and just know when to place a bet. Now, in a case like this, let's say you like the Raptors to win. If you wait too long, then you'll lose that chance. And it would have probably been better to place a bet before the game started. But you don't have to bet every time. Just be, time yourself. Wait till you got a good riddle. And that's how you can make money in this stuff. But and that's what I try to do, man. I don't try to go after every game. I just try to go for the best game with the best option. I watch the game. I track it very carefully until the game is over. And if I see that my team is down and I still like the riddle, because sometimes if you watch the game, if you listen carefully to the announcers, watch the game. The other day, right? So they had a Big 12 ritual on the 12th day numerology. Let me just look up what day that was so I could look up the box score. Okay, so the last 12th day numerology, that was January 4th. You see this Bulls game right here? And it's funny because the final score it was just more mockery. So this game right here, in the beginning of the game, I took the Nets to win. I liked the Nets, so I placed the bet on the Nets. I actually had a 14 parlay, and this was the only game that I needed to actually win. Actually, I'm going to pull up the ticket so you guys can see. Hold on. Okay, I got it. All right. So So let me show you what I did. Because it's more, you guys, a lot of you guys do is you depend on us for everything. You have to know how to, you have to also know how to bet on your own. You can't just depend on the person giving you the decode. You have to do a lot of things on your own. And if you're not good at gambling, then you shouldn't do it at all. Really, that's my real honest recommendation for you guys. So going back to this game, I'm gonna show you guys this ticket. Hold on, let's see. So this is a different ticket. I'm gonna talk about that ticket as well. But look at this one. Okay, so I had a 2-team parlay. We had the Philadelphia 76ers, and we had the Brooklyn Nets to beat the Chicago Bulls. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I think, yeah, right there you can see it. Now, I put $200 on this 2-team parlay. So this game started first. It started at 7:10 p.m. The 76ers, they took care of business. They beat the Indiana Pacers, right? Now, I liked the Brooklyn Nets for whatever reason, something that I saw in the numbers. I think there was in a 12-game winning streak, and, Nets is 13, and there was a lot of other things that I saw as well. So I said, you know what, I think the Nets are going to extend that win streak. So I took the Nets, right? So when the game started, I started seeing stuff that I didn't see before the game was played. I started seeing a lot of 12s, right? And then I reckon the announcers kept, calling out this guy's name. Ayo Dosunmu, right? This is a Bulls player who wears the number 12 for the team. And he was really the one that was killing the Nets, right? He kept making these big 3-pointers every single quarter. I'm like, why is this guy, who is this guy? Why is he killing the Nets? Why is he always open? And why is he so efficient from the 3-point line? So then I said, you know what? Let me look at the date numerology again. And I noticed that it was a day with 12 numerology. And at that time, the Nets were on a 12-game win streak. And, of course, in gematria, Bulls equals 12. And remember, Michael Jordan, he wore the number 12 on Valentine's Day back in 1990. And that's when Topsy was like, I put up a Patreon post, and Topsy said, look out for that game because it could be a 12 tribute to Michael Jordan, who wore the number 12 exactly 12,012 days before this game was played. I'm like, what are the odds of that, right? 12-12? And this game was played on the 12th day numerology, and they got number 12. This used to be Michael Jordan's jersey, right? He wore the number 12 for the Bulls at one point, for one day, actually. Supposedly somebody stole his jersey, and they just gave him this jersey to wear. So I'm like, this could be a tribute to Jordan, man. So what I did was, I let everybody on Patreon know. I said, you know what? I think I'm wrong about the Nets. This seems to be a 12 ritual. So what you guys should do is, if you took the Philadelphia 76ers, then your ticket should look just like mine, and wait until the Nets make a slight comeback. And if you notice in the third quarter, they cut down the lead, right? Because they won that quarter by 7. So FanDuel was offering me the same amount of money. They offered me $218. Actually, I made profit when I cashed out because I bet at $200. I was still able to make $218. So what I did was, after I recognized the 12 ritual, I went back, cashed out the money, and then placed the bet for the Bulls to win the game in the fourth quarter. So I caught the Bulls at a negative 205, and my $200 wager turned into $297. So I was still able to make $97, even though I started off with the wrong pick. So that's why you have to pay attention and also use your own mind. Don't just depend on people, because then you're gonna be losing your money. You're betting with money. This is not monopoly money. This is real money. And if you notice, the Nets also stayed on 12 road wins that game, and the score ended 112 to 121. Right, 21 the reflection of 12. Because Chicago Bulls equals 112. So this was a massive 12 ritual. That's why in the majority of the game, the Bulls were up by 12 points. And that's why number 12 was killing them. And they kept making these threes. Let me see how much points he ended it with. Yeah, that guy was, oh my God, he was so annoying. I'm like, why is this guy always open? Yeah, the guy had 17 points, man. 17 points. Right? Also, this was like, I think yesterday or the day before. Look at this ticket. So this is a 14 parlay that I gave out on Patreon. We had the Chicago Bulls to cover against the Philadelphia 76ers. We had the Spurs, we had the Miami Heat, and we had the Atlanta Hawks. Now, something that I missed, because, you know, people like to tell me stuff after the game is over. Like, you should have told me before when the game was played. But look, so this game, right? So all three of these picks already hit, and you know, I actually timed it wrong because at one point, they was offering me like $600, and I waited too long because the Atlanta Hawks, the Lakers ended up beating the Hawks by like 20 points this game. So I just got a little bit unlucky, and I waited too long because if I would have took the cash out after the first quarter of the Miami Heat game and not waited for this game to start, I would have got a higher payout, but. In this game, I recognized the ritual because I kept seeing how the announcers was talking about the number 108, 108, 108. They kept saying 108, 108. I think they're saying something about LeBron hitting 108 3-pointers since March or something like that. I'm like, why do they keep bringing up 108? And then LeBron goes to the bench and comes back at the 1 minute and 8 second mark. And then I looked at the road record. And I'm like, look at that. The reason they're bringing up the number 108 is because the Lakers are going to win this game and become 10-8 at home. So that's when I said, you know what? Let me just wait. What day was this? This was January 6th. So this was last Friday. You see, look, LeBron comes back in at the 108 mark, and the Lakers win and become 10-8 at home. And the thing is, I waited until. I got lucky because I waited until the start of the fourth, and that's when the Hawks was making a slight comeback, right? And that's how I was able to still make some profit. I made $102 even though the ticket lost. You see, because if I would have just not been paying attention to the game, the Hawks would have lost, and I would have lost the whole $200 that I betted, and I would have lost, you know, this cash out option. So that's why you guys gotta be just, you know, look. You guys know the knowledge already. You know, all I'm doing is I'm giving you guys my point of view, my perspective, my expertise. I'm thinking, you know, when I decode the game, I'm choosing the riddle that makes the most sense to me. But that doesn't always mean that that's the right one. Because again, we looking at this from the outside in. We don't know what they're paying tribute to 100% sure. None of us is 100% sure. None of us knew that Damar Hamlin was going to get hurt on January 2nd. None of us knew that game was going to get canceled. None of us knew that. So you could do the decode. You could say, oh, yeah, I like the Bengals to win, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The game never ends. The game gets canceled. And none of those numbers even mattered because they didn't pay. They didn't matter because the game was canceled. So, and the only people that will definitively know is the people scripting the games. And that's the NBA and the NFL. What we're trying to do is we're trying to show people what numbers get paid tribute to the most. Like in that Detroit Lions game, that 44 was right there, staring at us in the face. You know, they became 4-4 on the road. Packers equals 44. Let me see what somebody just sent me. I hope it's not no pornography. I'm always scared to open up stuff. What is this? So 919 wins all time. I think this is Kathy that sent me this. 711 wins all time. You gotta like how they had number 7 next to number 11, and they asked how many wins they had. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's just, see, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like this, if you're paying attention to the game, when you're actually watching the game, you will catch stuff like this. And notice. Oh, it's Topsy. Oh, shout out to Topsy. Thanks a lot, man. Let me cover your number. Oh, people already saw it. My bad. Yeah, I like that. You see how they had the 7-11. That's how many wins the team had. You see? Yeah, see, so making observations like this and then sharing it, this is how we're going to be able to beat the bookie, you know? Because we're not always going to get everything right. We're not going to get everything right. And they picked up their 920th. I missed that. Let me see. I see the 920. I like what they did right there. Wow. Right at the coin toss, they was letting people know. Yeah, they had the 920 and the 7-11, and that was going to be their all-time record. Yeah, that's a good observation, man. Wow. Yeah, that's what, you see what I mean? Stuff like that, man. It was stuff right in your face. You know, Topsy is that was the person that told me about that, the 12-12 ritual with the Bulls, man. I'm like, man, how perfect is all this stuff, man? So yeah, so my betting advice is, you know, don't bet too much money and wait for the good riddles, man. A lot of you like to bet every single day, man. It's just like, why? The best way to make money is just one team with the best riddle, in my opinion. I think I'm talking you guys to death. If you guys want to call in, 646-986-0958. The Super Bowl will be on February 12th. I mean, I'll be shocked if it's not Buffalo in there for the AFC, and if it's not Philly for the NFC. But we shall see. Appreciate that, Griff. Hey, they'll probably have the rematch with Bengals and Bills. Wouldn't that be something? Well, yeah, I don't think Baltimore's gonna. Well, who plays the Kansas City Chiefs? Isn't it the lowest seed? So Buffalo advances. They go here. No, it won't be. It won't be Buffalo and Bengals because I don't see how the Ravens could beat Cincinnati without Lamar Jackson. So Cincinnati will probably Oh yeah, it will be Bengals versus Buffalo because I think the winner of this matchup ends up playing the Chiefs. So the lowest seed will end up playing the number one seed. So they could have the Jaguars versus Kansas City, Cincinnati versus Buffalo. If I like TCU, I haven't looked at it, but you guys want to do that now? It's gonna take me a long time, man. I like to take my time when I'm doing these decodes, man. You know the phone line is open. Let me see. Yeah, my phone is on. You guys want to talk about Damar Hamlin or anything else that you guys noticed that I haven't covered? Share it with the people so that when people watch the video on the playback, they can listen to your voices and listen to the observations you made. Because there's still people thinking that it's real. People talk about, oh man, I'm so happy that he's good. I'm so happy he's okay. I'm like, guy never got hurt, man. Shit was an act. You know what I hate about college? They don't have a way to check the team's ATS record. I might be wrong about that, but StatMuse don't have. Maybe Topsy or somebody could tell me where to find college ATS records. Hello? What's going on?
Not much, man. It's Topsy.
What's going on, my brother?
Not much, man. You all right?
Everything good, man.
Yeah. All right. So, you said you had looked at the TCU game, right?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet, but Do you like the upset?
I mean, I was looking at some Saints that I don't know, they kind of stood out to me. So
Talk about it.
they had the Hawks play Kings on the 4th, which is 1/4. And, Hawks are based in Georgia. And then the Kings are purple like TCU. And I just found it ironic that they were playing on 1/4. And if TCU won the championship, both teams would be on 14 wins. And TCU would improve to 1-4 versus Georgia all time. I was looking at that. And then also, the last time TCU won the national title was their 192nd all-time win, and it was their 33rd season. And TCU is based in Texas. And you remember the Uvalde shooting, which is, Uvalde is in Texas. The game tomorrow is on the 33rd week since that shooting. And again, TCU's last time winning the national title was their 33rd season. And their coach currently can improve to 3-3 in the bowls. And And then 19 children, 2 teachers died in that incident. And again, TCU won their last national title. It was their 192nd all-time win.
You notice how Kirby Smart could fall to 7-3 and Georgia Bulldogs is 73?
Exactly. And he can stay on 80, and 80 is their number 2. Yeah. It's a long shot. Georgia's minus 500, so they should win. But TCU has some interesting alignments.
Let me just do a real quick decode on it and see what else we can find. But
Okay.
that's all. Yeah, that's at 12. You willing to take that risk? A 12.5 point underdog.
Yeah, that's crucial. That's definitely
That's big money though.
Well, I just think the purple is relevant because the queen died, and then you had just a lot of stuff happening like based around like the queen this year. So purple is their color. Purple is significant because I think like back in the day, that was like it was hard to come across that color, I think, and so it made it more valuable. So only people of like royalty or significance wore that color. And I think the queen, like when she was in her reign, she even banned people from wearing the color purple at one point in time. So I just feel like, Vikings, TCU, Ravens, it's kind of hard to ignore that.
Especially the Vikings, man.
Exactly. And then they had the London game, and and they played on Leif Erikson Day. And I think a famous Viking, he led like him and a crew pulled down London Bridge. I think that's what inspired the song or the poem, whatever that was. I guess it was a song, but that was inspired from that. And London and the Queen. The Vikings just had like a lot of significant things happen this year. They won the Leif Erikson game, and they won the game in London. So I just feel like, and then Adam Zimmer died. Adam Zimmer was the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, and Adam Zimmer equals 103 EO. So I just feel like, well, damn, like Vikings got a chance, man.
I know somebody called me the other day was telling me about that, but I just feel like with all these tributes they're doing with Buffalo, I don't see it, man.
No, I don't think. I'm not saying they win it. I just think that they can reach it. I think Buffalo wins it, but I think you can't count out Brady. He's there, but I just feel like with all those things in Vikings corner, you can't ignore him.
What about Jalen Hurts? Is he healthy again?
Is he healthy?
Yes.
Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Philly has a chance, but I don't know. They seem like the 2019 Ravens when they went 14-2 but got bounced in the first round. I think they probably get bounced today. They probably win one game. I don't think Philly's going.
Okay.
I think that's like bait for novice bettors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember last year the University of Georgia won it on January 10th, and University of Georgia's 110. I don't see that same connection with them this year. The game is on 1-9, which is today actually. Actually, isn't TCU 19?
Yep, and they can get their 19th bowl win.
Oh man, damn, you making it sound really good.
Yeah, it's kind of crucial, man.
How did you find that? How do you find how many bowl wins they have? You just go up to.
You can go to Winsipedia.com. Winsipedia, WIN Zapedia, SIPEDIA. Winsipedia.
Spell it one more time.
WINSIPEDIA. Winsipedia. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is dope. This is a dope website. I never even heard of this website.
Yep. Yeah, that's my go-to right there because sometimes it seems like sports reference can be off about certain things. But whenever I decode, I always compare and contrast, and like whenever it's on that day, Wikipedia's codes always like seem to make more sense because I guess the records are more accurate. I guess, or it is accurate. Sports reference can be off at times. Even fucking stat muse can be off at times.
I don't see where do you go to see the bowl wins.
All right, put in compare. Go to the compare section. It should be open.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, compare TCU with Georgia, and then click on TCU or whoever you click on. You can scroll down and they have their bowl record.
Yo, this website is dope, man.
Yeah, man.
So Big 10, Big 12, ACC.
Yeah. And if you click on TCU, yeah.
Okay, where's I clicked on it, but I still don't see it.
They don't show the bowl record?
I don't see it.
Oh,
they're 1 it says here that they're 0-4 against Georgia.
Yeah, but it should have the bowl record. Oh, that's crazy.
So that's the 14 you was talking about, right?
Yeah, they're 0-4. They can improve to 1-4. Yeah, it's crazy that it's not showing the bowl record. I can pull it up and show mine. Wait, is that it in the middle? Nah. Yeah, this is the list of teams they faced.
Yeah, I don't see the bowl record.
It should show the bowl record. I don't know. Maybe you can Google it, but I think they're 18-16.
Okay.
And it's crazy because the Pope Francis visited Benedict XVI on the opening day of the season, and then the national championship is 136 days later, and Pope Benedict's name, Joseph Aloysius Ratzinger, sums to 136. So I feel like he's in relation to it too. And then the Lakers beat the Kings, the purple team, with 136 points the other night, and they played the Hawks and the Kings back to back, the teams that played on 1/4. I thought that was interesting, and I think they beat the Hawks with 114 points. Both teams can become 14-1.
Yeah, I found it. You're right. Actually, it says here that there's 17-16.
Says it or what?
There's 17-16 in the bowl.
17-16?
Yeah.
Should be 18.
I just want to make sure because that is the case. That makes a lot of sense for them to pick up their 19th on 1-9.
Let me make sure
I'm getting 17-16.
Yeah, I got 18, man. I can send you the screenshot.
Yeah, send it to me.
That's crazy. I'm going to send you my screenshot. It says 18-16-1.
Yeah, I see it's the FanDuel has it 18-16-1. FanDuel.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, I think FanDuel is accurate. Man, that is like that is so perfect, man.
Because I came into it thinking like, oh yeah, Georgia got this, and just based off of the narrative, like if you're going off narrative, I think Georgia wins because if they're the new regime, then I don't know. It makes sense for them to win back to back. Because I think it's over for Alabama. Nick Saban won his sixth championship at age 66. Belichick won his sixth championship at age 66. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're capped off at 6. I think at most they can reach a championship, but I don't think they win it. I think it's a regime shift happening. I think Georgia is the new Alabama, in my opinion.
I like the over though.
You like the over?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's at 63, and we know Georgia's 62. But
yeah,
actually, he's on 62 flat, and Georgia's 62. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I'll be honest, man. I don't. That 1-9 looks good, but I don't see Georgia losing this one.
Me, well, I just thought
because Georgia Bulldog does equal 82 as well, so they could become 8-2 in the bowls.
For sure.
Yeah, but that is interesting notes though. The 1-9 and
yeah, hell yeah. Who you
I'll probably go with the over instead of the game because the spread is so high.
You think he goes over?
Yeah, because I just read somewhere that says that they are. Let's see, what did I see? 6-3 on the overs, and Georgia Bulldogs is 73.
For sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's the 9th. They can stay on 3 on the 9th square.
Yep.
Yeah, but I probably just faded and watch, man. If anything, because I don't trust it.
Yeah, because this game is too high of a spread, and unless you're gonna bet a whole lot of money, it's not even worth it. Because let me see, what's the money line on this?
Like
minus 500
in a championship game, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so FanDuel has it at 63.5, and I think it goes over. I think it goes over 63.5.
For sure.
Cause isn't Georgia? No. Where did I see the over? The stat. Hold on, let me see. It opened up at 62, then now it's at 63.5 according to FanDuel. And you see what's the over and under record. See 6-2 ATS. I lost it. I just had it.
Last year's game, was it high scoring? They won by 18. I remember that much. So I don't recall.
I got it. It says here that Georgia has scored at least 40 points in 6 of his last 9 games, going 6-3 to the over during that span. 6-3. Georgia Bulldogs is 73. So
yeah,
you might want to catch the over now. Before it goes even higher than that.
Yeah, because it's probably going to spike. I wonder what it opened up as.
Or you could do there's alternate points. I mean,
you say take the what?
Like there's if you do you use FanDuel?
No, I got Bovada.
Yeah, because if you put over 6, you could put it like over 70, over 60, and you'll catch it at negative 128.
If you just do 60.
Yeah, if you just do it's giving you 61.5. And I think remember Georgia's 62, so it'll definitely go over 61.5.
Yeah.
I think that's a safer line, and that way you don't have to stress, the last seconds of the game.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. They might blast it though. They might be like 38-44 kill numbers.
Yep. Tribute to Damar Hamlin.
And I think TCU songs the 44.
In Georgia.
Yeah. So that 44 might hit. Yeah, but I just wanted to share that, man. I thought that stood out for TCU, and just the whole purple and queen stuff going on. and then people of high status dying, like Benedict, and then the Queen, and it was somebody else that passed away that was like high in stature. It's like, well, maybe I'm thinking about Prince Philip. That was last year or year before last. Yeah, but I just wanted to share that, man. I just be watching that, man, but I ain't gonna put no money on that.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit on the over, see what happens.
Yeah, see what it does. Yeah,
Just to be entertained, nothing too crazy.
for sure. But maybe they give us some like crucial like numbers during the game, indicators.
Yeah, that's the thing to look out for.
Yeah, but I mean it's crazy because it could trick you, but I actually cash it because like my method is like live betting and cashing out. Like I don't like sweating. Like it's too stressful. So like
It is, man. And you want to know a funny story? The reason I started doing that is because I blew $1,700 on that Colts game when it was up 33-0. That was part of a 17 parlay, man. And my greedy ass said, "Oh, I'm good. They up 33 zip. I'm good."
Yeah.
Yo, they fucking lost. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy.
For sure, it was great, and yeah, I just been burnt so many times in the past, man. Like now I don't play. Like earlier, I live betted Clippers to come back because it's crazy. The halftime score was 66-52, and that's a sum of 118. And the Clippers' record against the Southeast was 117-66. So they could have got the 118 and stayed on 66 losses. And it was on the point again. The score was 66, and a total of 118 points is at the half. So I was like, "Oh shit, Clippers lost." So it got into the third quarter when I think Hawks ran up to 14-point lead, and I slammed Clippers plus 350 money line. I threw a couple hundred on them, and I cashed out. Like once Clippers took like a 4-point lead, I cashed out at like 250 profit. I don't wait on it. I said, "Fuck that shit, I'm out." Like I don't got time to be sweating and then crash at the end, sweat the game this whole time and it don't even come through. Fuck that. I just go ahead and get my money and get out of there. Soon as I get opportunity, I get some profit, I'm cool. I could have made X amount of dollars more, but fuck that. Get what's right now was real. Go ahead and get your shit and get up out of there.
Yep. Because you start looking at that cash out, the actual amount. You like, should I wait another $200? But that $200 can turn into zero, man.
Exactly.
Easily, man. And remember the Raiders game with the Patriots?
Nah, how did that go?
Oh my God! When they did the lateral and the guy threw the end.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Oh my God, yo!
I turned away from it thinking it was over with. Like, oh yeah, Patriots got that.
Yeah, but the thing is, before that, Derek Carr he converted a 4th and 16.
Facts.
So that was the start of it, right? And then then the next thing he does, he throws like a 40-yard pass, and the guy catches it, and he stepped out of bounds, but the referee said he was in bounds.
Crazy.
And then on top of that, the Patriots do the lateral, and then throws the interception. The guy catches and returns it. I'm like, oh, this shit is the NFL. They love fucking with people, man.
It's crazy. It's like they be showing out how good they are with the rigging. It's like they don't got barely rigged. They got this shit rigged. Like,
yes, they do it to perfection. A lot of people are like, oh, there's no way all these people could do it. Like, come on, these people are pros, man.
And you have to think about it. Like a lot of the things that they be doing, like if it go wrong,
they can just do it over.
No, but the public can easily see that. Oh yeah, it's something fishy going on. If it was to go wrong, you know what I'm saying. So for them to be that bold and to be doing this stuff without fear of fucking up, you know what I'm saying, and exposing like their hand, like
if you notice, like every play they can call a holding on every play because it looks like every time the linemen are always holding. I mean, what's the difference between when they call holding and not? That they look like it's a holding every time.
Every time, exactly.
So like I think like they use that as an excuse to like to do the play over. Like if the ritual is not perfect, they'll just call holding.
Exactly.
And do it over.
Sure if they like review every game or like took highlights of every game, you would see holding on damn near every
every play looks like a holding. Every play is always holding somebody. Like
I swear, boy, I'm with you.
That's how you play. That's how you protect your quarterback. You have to hold the defender from reaching him. Like that's the dumbest call in football. Holding.
This is crazy. That Cody Parkey situation too, man. Like, I don't know if you seen that dude's video on YouTube, but he broke down how like Cody Parkey, when he was in high school, like he used to practice like kicking footballs and hitting light poles because he's a kicker in the NFL. I think he was with the Bears. I think he might have been traded or something. But he used to practice this and he like mastered it. And 4 times in one game, he hits the upright, like the actual pole. He did it 4 times. And this was on the 100-year anniversary of World War I, I think. And it was on 11/11. So it was like the 4 uprights. And he hit it 4 times in one game. And he's done it like 6 times in his career. And he used to practice this when he was in high school. So it's like, what are the odds of that? And this dude used to practice this certain thing. And he just so happens to hit the upright 4 times in one game. What are the odds of that?
Yeah,
Like,
it's the technology, man. Either that or they. Nah, I think it has to be the technology, because you could tell by the shit that the broadcasters be saying.
But
so something made it go left.
You can go to YouTube though and pull up Cody Parkey videos when he was in high school, and he used to be spot on hitting light poles, kicking footballs from a distance and hitting light poles. Like, you can go on YouTube and find those. So
you think that they're that good that they could just do it like?
Yeah, I think these dudes are supreme athletes, bro. They are not average people. Like, these dudes are athletically inclined, bro. Like, they are not average people, bro. Like, they are definitely capable of doing these things. But are they aided? Hell yes, I definitely believe that. Technology, magic, whatever it is, like,
yeah, the technology just makes it perfect, because I don't think they want to depend on chance. That's the part that makes me think that they're using technology every time, because they don't want to leave it to chance.
I think it's a combination of all of it. I think it's a combination.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you take a person that's really, really good, and then you add the
Yep.
technology, he becomes perfect.
And yeah, exactly. It's just like you just put your desired outcome into, like, I don't know, like you just put it over the top, like what it is that you're trying to pursue. And man, but a combination of these dudes being athletically inclined, technology, and I can't prove magic, but I don't know, like, how can you explain the Devin Booker situation and the Alex Smith situation? And
that is tough. That is tough. I always think about that, but
how can you explain it?
like that reminds me of that Westbrook video that I did. You know, that's why I'm like, I'd rather just leave that to like people's imagination, because I don't think anybody can prove it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go too far into it. I just that's as far as I go.
Because that is crazy. And then the lady was wearing the shirt with a Steve Nash T-shirt of him with the bloody nose, which is obviously connected. I mean, that's not an accident.
And I can't see Devin Booker saying like, "Okay, I'm gonna smash my face into his head."
Well, yeah, of course. Now, why not? I mean, if you're getting paid extra $2 million to do that ritual, you do it.
What if they've got, like, I don't know, man. What if they got so good with like that mind control shit to where like they can control these players? Because I watch these dudes in interviews at times, man. And I'm like, man, this person is not aware of this shit, bro. No way this person knows. Like, it just don't. I don't know. It doesn't come across, man. It just I don't know. I don't believe that you can convince everybody to keep the secret, and nobody's not going to say.
Well, think about this. How many people you think knew about September 11th?
That it was about to happen?
Yeah.
Hella people.
Exactly. And they all kept the secret. For
sure. But I'm saying, like, all right, think about this. Like, it's dudes that's in the league that come from probably where you come from where I come from. And
the thing is, the thing about the mafia, if you intimidating people and they know, like, okay, you open your mouth, people are gonna die, and the killer's gonna get away with it. That's a different type of fear. That's not the same as somebody threatening you in the street. This is the mafia threatening you, and you know that the mafia is the police. Like, that's a different type of fear. Like, if a cop threatens me, who am I gonna go run to? You know what I'm saying? When I'm gonna run to his supervisor is sending him to say these things to me. So that's the different type of fear where you're being manipulated by the authority.
Facts.
So that's why these people can keep quiet, because these people know, like, oh shit, this is not a game. But there are cases like Larry Johnson that just confuses me, because I'm like, why is Larry Johnson getting away with all this shit, that he's saying?
I don't know. I just be looking at it from the perspective of like, all right, these leagues have been around for a long time, and those doors have been like players rotate in and out. Players come into the league, players exit the league, and I don't know, just everybody that comes through the door. Like, you trying to convince me that they can convince everybody that walks through there? Like,
no, the thing is this. Okay, let's say every player doesn't know what's going on, right? Wouldn't somebody suspect though by now? I mean, you're traveling with this team all the time. You're on the court. I mean, every player gets to play eventually. They're not always on the bench.
Facts.
So if you have you played basketball?
Yeah. I'm an athlete.
So when you shoot a basketball as a shooter, you know right away if that shot is gonna go in.
For sure.
So if you shooting the ball and you're like, wait a minute, like that wasn't supposed to go in. That slipped out of my hand. How did that go in? And people are gonna, like, these people who are innocent are eventually gonna say something about that. But you see how they never say anything about that. And you see like the Damar Hamlin ritual, like how they all kneeling down and they all know what to do. Like it's just like they all know what's going on. They all take these poses at the same time.
But what if they told like what if it's dressed up as like this is a ceremony for Damar, but nobody's thinking like ceremony as in ritual. They just thinking like we paying tribute to Damar because of what happened to him. What if those players thinking that when the higher ups or the NFL is telling them like, all right, we're gonna have this get together on the field at the beginning of the game, and this is how it's gonna go. That's how it's gonna go. It's really a ritual, but they telling the players it's just a ceremony, or it's just this, it's just that. What if
Okay, so that's a good point. But think about this: did you see the Georgia game on New Year's Eve?
Yep.
Did you see how that game ended?
Right on the dot on New Year's.
Like, how do you execute that if every player is not in on it?
I think we come to this, like, that question right there is perfect. We come to this hurdle right here, and I think that's because of our lack of the capabilities of the technology that these people have, or whatever it is that they have that enables them to do these things.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if every player is not in on the rigging, like
we suspect and know that it's rigged and they got something that's enabling them to do so, but we don't fully understand the capabilities or exactly what it is that they're using to do that. So we have those type of questions that you just asked. That's what I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if every player is not in on it, like, every play was calculated, right? So, like, from the beginning of the snap to the kickoffs, everything that from the beginning of that game to the end, everything was calculated. Everything had to be in a certain amount of time so it can end exactly at 12 o'clock when the ball dropped.
I agree.
So a player can, and you're saying that only like the main players would know and the coaches. So that means there's multiple players on the field that have no idea that there's a ritual going on.
No, because think about it. Like, these plays are being drawn up by who? By those people, by the dudes that's in that box office. They're the ones.
Yeah, but you know how But think about this though. If a play is supposed to last 10 seconds, and for some reason this knucklehead doesn't know that, and he messes up the play, and now we got to do it all over again. That's gonna extend the game. You get what I'm saying?
Like, if he messes up the play.
Yeah, if he messes up the play, like, let's say, like a false start, and he wasn't supposed to move.
For sure.
He's down. Now they got to do it all over again, and that's going to extend the game. It's going to make it longer. So everything had to be perfectly calculated. Everything for them to execute this the way they did, and you can tell it was how perfect was it. The moment the ball dropped, the guy misses the field goal.
It was spot on, and I don't know. Like, I don't think they need the players to do that. Like,
but what I'm saying is, if a player messes it up, then you have to do the thing. You have to do the play over.
if a player was to
like go off
touch you,
sides. And
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. You would have to do it over, and you couldn't do that moment over again.
yeah, you can't do that moment over.
Yeah,
Or let's say the person snapping the ball. Let's say he throws it behind the guy, doesn't catches it. It messes it all up. They all have to know the stuff has to be rehearsed and it has to be perfect.
yeah. I definitely think it's planned, but I'm just not completely convinced that they tell everybody the secret because everybody doesn't have the mental acuity to keep the secret. Everybody,
Well, the
it's
thing
like
is, when
people
you're
just
being
have to tell.
threatened,
Some people just naturally like to tell, bro. Like some people just like to, they just can't help it. They just gotta tell.
yeah, but not when you're being threatened by the mafia, though, man. That's a different type of.
Shit, Kanye, he done told everybody. He done told
Yeah, but
everybody.
Kanye, we know Kanye. All that stuff with Kanye West is all ritualistic, man. He's doing that. He's not like you see how he said that my mother was a sacrifice, but he didn't get into detail. I mean, he just all he said was my mother got sacrificed, but he didn't say that shit went over people's heads. He didn't get into detail about that.
But in the history of this, who has ever even done that? Nobody has ever done that.
Yeah,
Like
you're
when
right. You're right.
Kanye was saying
That
those
was
things,
different. That was
you
different.
feel
But
me? You like when Kanye was first saying those things, like I was like, damn, first time in a long time you finally get somebody really talking real on the camera, that's how I felt. Like it felt like when he said.
But think about it. If you know your mom got rich, she was a sacrifice. Why wouldn't you be trying to like get like go after the people who did that? To her? He just says, "Oh yeah, my mom was a sacrifice." But it's like doesn't matter to you that your mom was sacrificed. Like why, if you're trying to expose the establishment, why you don't get into detail and tell people like, look, this happened to my mother. This happened to my mother. All he said was, "Oh, Michael Jordan's kids. Oh, Bill Cosby's kids." But he wasn't really like concerned about his mom. Like if my mom was sacrificed and I'm trying to expose the people who did that to her, I'm gonna make an emphasis on that. I'm like, listen, they did this is what they did to my mother. Right on this day, they drugged her, and I'm gonna give all the details, and I'm gonna be exposing it to in full in depth. He's not doing that. All you said was my mother was sacrificed, and that's it.
So you think like when they, so how you think it works? You think like the higher ups come to these people and be like, yo, all right, like, oh, you want these things or you want to be here, have this status, you got to give up somebody. Who you gonna give up? And he say his mom, and he like, all right, this how we gonna do it. We gonna give her arson, or we're gonna shoot her, or whatever. We're gonna have her die in a bad procedure in the surgery.
And that proof, and that's another thing. That shows you what Kanye West basically said is that the celebrities know that their family members are being sacrificed, which means he probably agreed on it, and that's why he hasn't made a big deal about it. Because if he starts getting into detail about it, all the people have to say, well, guess what? You agreed, and this is the video evidence of you telling people to sacrifice your mom. So that's why he didn't get into detail about it.
Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye West.
But he was like, I don't know, man. Like he was saying certain things, like a lot of people wouldn't speak on that, John, man.
You're
Like,
right. You're right. But I'm just saying, if you're really passionate about something, you're not gonna go and do a halfway job about it. Like let people know what happened to your mother. We want to know, Kanye. Supposedly your mom died from a medical malpractice. So now you're telling us she was sacrificed. Go into detail. If you're supposed to be trying to expose all the wrongdoing, right?
Yeah, he was showing the list of the highest ranking Jews and like the whole America. He was like calling out the highest ranked families. Who was the Medici family? I never heard of that. He was saying like the Medici is like the real family that's like behind the scenes controlling everything. It's not the Vatican. It's a power that's higher than the Vatican. We call it the Medici family. He said they've been around for thousands of years, and like you never see them in the spotlight. But he mentioned them. He was saying the Medici family, and when he said that, like I never heard it. It caught my ear.
Well, that's probably one of those powerful families that control everything. But if you think about it, look, his mother died in 2007, and he's supposed to be. He made that video in 2022, so that was like what 15 years later.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. He doesn't care about his mom, man. He gave his mom away. Like, my
I don't
mom was.
think
That's like I'm trying to think if it was me. My fault. I don't want to interrupt. My bad. If it was me, for example, right, and now like 15 years later, I'm regretful that my mother was sacrificed. I'm not just gonna tell people that my mother was sacrificed. I'm gonna let people know, like, listen, this is what happened to my mother, and these people did this,
Facts.
and I'm gonna go into detail about it.
Yeah, I'm not even like, but we don't know how it went because they could just be like, once you become a part of Hollywood, or once you sign that contract, they could probably just decide on their own, like, all right, we're gonna take somebody out of your family, and not even like let you know that. They could probably just do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he obviously knew. So
yeah, he obviously knew it was gonna happen. Fact,
yeah.
That's true. So that might be
He might have agreed to it.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't want to get into detail about it, because
that's the whole point though. Like if I'm get on and they present me with that, man, no way I'm taking that, bro. I'm good. I just stay at the bottom. Like I figured out I sports bet for the rest of my life and try to get rich that way. Or I just do something else, man. I work 9 to 5s, like
exactly.
3 9 to 5, whatever I gotta do. I'm not finna do that, bro. I'm just not.
Yeah,
like,
the person that brought you to this world, you're gonna kill her because you want you want money and fame.
It's not that serious, and then like you never gonna be as powerful as them. So like, how much fame you really gonna have? It'd be funny as hell when these dudes be on camera and they got their chains on and they laughing and celebrating shit, and they really don't got no money in comparison to the people that run this fucking world who don't wear no chains or don't buy none of that dumbass shit that don't matter. The people that run this shit don't do none of that stuff.
Exactly. You never seen them buying anything luxurious.
Yeah, and our dumbasses, we flock to that shit. It's so crazy, man. That stuff don't got no value. And all the motherfuckers that own that stuff is not people of color. And I don't mean to be, I'm not like
no,
racist,
but it's true. It's true. You're saying facts.
Flock to that stuff, and it don't even be your own kind that you purchasing that stuff on. It's crazy. Like, ain't no way I'm supporting them. I'd be a J. Cole ass nigga if I was in that shit. And I think he one of them too. But just as far as like how he doesn't wear chains and stuff like that, like. I wouldn't partake in none of that shit, bro. Fuck all that shit. I ain't buying none of that shit. It's not black owned. I'm good on that shit. And again, I'm not racist. I'm just saying that speaking as far as like coming from what I come from and then seeing how our people can be so mundane and vain and so separate, you know what I'm saying? And a flock to this type of stuff.
But that's why they use the celebrities, because the people look up to the celebrities, and they get the celebrities that look like me and you. And that's why we start doing what the celebrities do. Like Kanye, he promotes Louis Vuitton and Polo, and because he looks like us, we're like, oh, you know what? If Kanye is one of us,
I'm gonna do it too. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. You know, I'm not gonna dress like Bill Gates because Bill Gates doesn't look like me.
Exactly, man.
Meanwhile, Bill Gates is the owner of Louis Vuitton and all the other companies. Not literally, but you know what I mean.
We spent 400 years in chains. Why y'all niggas want to wear chains?
Yeah, like, that's more symbolism. Rappers in chains.
That's what it is. That's why they put us in them chains. It's like,
and you think about it, the first thing the rapper does, he gets whips and chains, just like slavery.
Hilarious, man. Yep. And they flip right to it. I don't even see it.
I mean, since why they call cars whips? I mean, isn't it obvious?
Exactly. Like, what the hell?
It's all slavery terminology, man.
And it's crazy because, like, we think, like, because we've been taken off literal chains that we've been freed. But what happened was they just found a more sophisticated way to enslave you. They enslave your mind. They don't need you to be chained down physically. Like, they figured out how to enslave the mind. If I got your mind, I got you. And they control us. They social engineer this whole shit. We not fly because we fly because this is the direction that they have the trend going in, and we don't even realize that shit. We don't even realize that shit. This shit is social engineering on another level. But niggas don't think critically. We think surface, and the result of that is a lot of us be vain in my body. For real.
You're right. They created this system perfectly for us to fall right into it. You know, they give us all the things that make us comfortable, all the things that make us happy, so we can continue on this path of being slaves. It's like now. Before they used to have upset slaves. Now they have happy slaves.
Exactly. Like and will combat you if you say anything about their slave master. And they don't even realize that they doing that shit. They be defending their slave master and they don't even realize it. Like the guy from the Matrix, when he was like, I don't want to remember nothing. Like he wanted to go back to the Matrix. That's how a lot of these dudes is, and they be so caught up in the matrix that they be defending it and they don't even realize it.
So Brad in the chat says that the referees in the football games they look like they're wearing jail uniforms. That's a great point. You're absolutely right about that.
And if you remember the former Tennessee Titans owner, he said, you can't let prisoners run the prison. Like he said it about the athletes in the NFL. He said you can't allow the prisoners to run the prison or something like that. So that's how the owners view the athlete. You know what I'm saying?
And just think about it. They have trades, just like how they used to have the slave trades.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It never went anywhere.
They just changed it around. We're still living the same thing.
A more genius, like sophisticated way to do it, to where we don't really question it. You know what I'm saying? They soften the blow with it. There ain't no more whips, and there ain't no more hard, heavy chains, and you working outside. Like they did it more sophisticatedly now, to where you don't detect it or feel it as much, so you accept it. You're not as like, you don't resist it as much now. Because it's not like it used to be. We think back on it, and it's like, well, I ain't no change no more, so we made some progress. No, we haven't. We have made no progress.
Yeah, Brad said that's why they call it free agency. It's like you're free for a little bit, and then once you get signed, you're back to being a slave to a slave owner.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, these owners, they look like slave owners, man. They look like the Abraham Lincolns of the world and the George Washington.
Some of them you could just look at them and like just see the racism.
Yeah. They looking down at these players, busting their ass, killing themselves, while they up there with suits and just looking down at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should stick, man. That's why. And on top of that, they killing them. It's like this stuff is so sick, man. Who enjoys this shit? Like, do these people enjoy this shit?
I think they do. What if it's some type of like how they run these sports leagues? What if it's some type of like championship that's won annually for who got the most kills or like the most prestigious kill, or like what if it's something like that going on amongst their leagues?
I don't put it above them, man. This shit is spooky, man. These people kill for fun, man. Like this shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they do it without remorse. They get up every day and do it. They've been doing it for a long time. You would think like one day a person would wake up and like they conscious would eat at them. Nah, it's a machine. They keep going and going and going. Like that's why I feel like it's something else they got to be driving at, man. It ain't just human beings just like consistently getting up for a millennia and just doing this. Like it has to be some type of energy or higher force that's like driving that. It's got to be.
Yeah, and then Kathy says that think about how they're referred to as owners. Who are they owning? They're owning the slaves. Exactly. Yeah. Shit is sick, man. That's why we need to end all this shit. But the sad part about it is the people who participate in it, like the athletes, the singers. Even though when they know, you think these people don't know all this shit? They know all this shit. The Kanye's, the LeBrons, they know all this stuff already, but they still participate in it.
I think it's a combination of some not knowing, and I think it's a combination of the ones that know. They understand how dangerous it is to say something. They understand how powerful these people are. So they don't, they keep their mouth shut, and they don't want nothing to happen to their family. A motherfucker, if they was just stand alone and they didn't have nobody else to worry about to die behind this, a person probably won't shit. They probably just say, fuck it, man. Like, I'm going to let the world know this. Whatever happens to me, happens to me. But it's your family that you have to think about.
Yeah, but how you explain some players who are clearly born into it, like the Kobe Bryants of the world, the LeBrons, who clearly these people were chosen from birth, who clearly don't even have a choice. Like I don't even think LeBron made a choice. I think his life was determined before he was born.
I think that white guy that was like the father figure to him, I think he was strategically put in LeBron's life.
Yes, I agree.
And because, he went to the Catholic school and all of that. Man, I think Kobe, Mike, and LeBron are genetically tied some way. Call me crazy. And I don't
they all have a 126 connection. LeBron was born on 126 day numerology, KD as well, and then Kobe died on 126.
And MJ debuted on 10/26.
You see? So there's something definitely connected. There's definitely a connection with all three of those players. Probably even more players.
I think Kobe is Mike's son.
I've said that before. People will call me crazy.
I think so, man. When Mike won his championship, when he threw up the 1 and the 5, I don't think he was saying 6. I think he was saying 15. And Kobe equals 15, son equals 15. I think that was symbolic of Kobe when he was saying that. Like,
Yeah, people call me crazy. I've said that before. People are like, no, man, that's Jelly Beans. But if you think about it, Jelly Bean wasn't even at Kobe Bryant's funeral. Did you see him there?
exactly. And I was telling people that, like, now I think he was there, but he didn't get up there and speak, but Jordan got up there and spoke. And he was at the two most important things of Kobe's life, his funeral and his Hall of Fame speech. And Jordan spoke at both of them. And it's a weird synchronicity between them, man. Like, it's something about Kobe and Mike, man. Like, and it's always been like that. Even before I ever knew Gematria, I always had like a sense.
Yeah, why are they always imitating each other and always being compared to one another? And think about how one wore 23, the other one wore 8, and that's Kobe's birthday, and Michael Jordan is 238. Why are these like they're connected through the numbers as well? But you notice how KD and LeBron, they was born on the same date in numerology? It's just crazy. That goes to show you that KD and LeBron, they were picked for these positions, man, for these roles.
It's something about Kobe and LeBron. Like, it's a weird synchronicity. Like, I think it was like a 7-year stretch where both of them was in the finals, but they never met.
They never met. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like a 7-year stretch where both of them was in the finals, but
they never got to play each other.
We believe this to be rigged, but how does Kobe and LeBron never meet? That's how you know that was rigged, because we know this is rigged. So how does Kobe and LeBron?
The best players in their conference is clearly nobody. Yeah,
that would have been one of the highest viewed finals of all time. Like, if Kobe and LeBron met in the finals, how does that not happen? That was purposely done, and then LeBron end up on the team that Kobe used to play for. Like, and then Kobe eventually died. Like, it's some weird, like, it's something going on with those three. Those three are tied together somewhere, and I think it's genetically. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's through sexual union. I think it was like some type of lab shit. I think these dudes. It had to be, man. It lines up too perfect. Michael Jordan retired from the Bulls 33 years after they were established in '66, and just everything around his life, bro. Like, it revolves around that 369. It's perfect. Like, from when he entered the league. His date numerology adds up I think when you add up 1984, it sums to 23, if I'm not mistaken. Like, or 217, 1984. I think if you add up all those numbers, you get 23 or something like that. Man, everything about his life, bro, like, is 3, 6, and 9. He never been to a game 7 in the finals. He always ended it at 6. His highest scoring game was 69. He said that was his greatest game of all time. He scored 69. He didn't get the one more point to hit the 7. It's like he just stayed on the 3, 6, and the 9. That's where his life is, that 3, 6, 9. You know what I'm saying? And it's just everything about it, man. Like, Michael Jordan and Kobe and LeBron seem to have some type of, like, synchronicity that links them three, like, together. I just don't know what it is, but I definitely believe that Kobe and Mike have some type of, like, father-son shit going on. I don't think it's coincidence that Kobe equals 15, son equals 15, and then Mike was flashing that 1-5, and then I think he scored 15 in his last game ever against with the Wizards. His last game ever, he scored 15 points. I think all of that was like is paying tribute to him and Kobe's, like, relation. I think that's why Kobe died. I think he probably, like, sacrificed him or something. I don't know. I just definitely believe it's something going on with those three right there. Kobe, LeBron, and Mike, for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely connections with them. I mean, the best 3 players in the NBA all time. So I'm looking at LeBron right now. He needs 422 points to pass with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I'm trying to figure out what game, because he plays. I don't think it'll be February 9th, because that's a month from now. 422 points.
He should do it against the Warriors on 2/11. It's a day before the Super Bowl. And that's also Bill Russell's birthday, right?
Bill Russell, it's in February, Bill Russell's birthday.
2/12, I think.
Yeah, but they played the Warriors the day before that, and I was thinking that he does it then. But when Kareem set the all-time record, I think it was 4-5, 1984. When he said it, it was 38 weeks, 3 days before LeBron was born. Yeah, so it was 84. Yeah, 4-5, 1984 is when he said it, and it was 38 weeks, 3 days before LeBron was born. And if you know where Kareem is point-wise, he's on 38,387. So you got 3838, and then LeBron is pursuing that same thing, that 38. And this is ironic that he can pass him after passing the 383 mark, and Kareem just so happened to set it 38 weeks, 3 days before LeBron was born. Like, that's crazy. Like, is that what it, and this is, and 383 is the 76, and this is considered the 76th season. It's the 77th season of basketball operation, but it's the 76th NBA season. And it's just quite ironic that the 76 prime is 383, and he said that 38 weeks, 3 days before LeBron was born. And LeBron can break it in the 76th NBA season. Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. You think he breaks it this year though?
Yeah, he definitely gonna break it. He should, unless like an injury or something crazy happen. But I don't see why not.
Because 422. But what is his average right now?
29.
Oh yeah, he's gonna break that no time soon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see scoring.
I think he needs
27 points.
Mm-hmm. I think he needs like 16 or 17 games to do it, something like that. Yeah, he been dropping them 40s and them 38s.
So if he averages his average, he'll do it in 15 games, which means he'll be doing it sometime around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. He could do it against the Bucks on February 9th.
And
If he stays to his average, that'll be against the Bucks, which is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's whole team.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did Kareem play for them? Damn,
Yeah, he played for the Bucks. Yeah, it could be February 9th. That'll be if he sticks to that 27-point average, he could do it on February 9th.
2-9. He probably does it. And he would do it on the 9th. And Whatchcott did it on 4/5. 45 is the 9th. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that'll be exactly 1 month from now, the 40th day. Oh, you know what? You could probably do it on the 42nd day of the year.
Oh, yeah, true. Mr. 42.
So what's that? 42, 2-9. Yeah, because they play on 2-11. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, February 11th. That makes sense. He'll do it on the 42nd day of the year.
It's funny how he reached 38,000 when he's 38. Well, he's going to reach 38,000 when he's 38 years old. Like, they got it down like that. Like,
April 16th. So that'll be right before Kareem's birthday.
oh, wait. And Wilt said it. Kareem said it, what, 38 years ago?
Yeah, and he needs 38, wow. 38, and LeBron is 38. Yeah, this stuff is perfectly scripted, man. This stuff is crazy.
Man, that's wild as hell, man. This stuff is down to a T, man. Real. And I think when the fucking Immaculate Reception happened, Mike Tomlin was 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day. The day of the fucking Immaculate Reception. He was 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day.
So you're right about him doing it against the Warriors, man. That would be perfect, man.
It's crazy, right?
It's LeBron and Curry, man.
Yeah, you know those two. And it's crazy, bro. Jordan, when he set out that year for that broken foot,
yeah,
he did it against the Warriors. And you remember when ruptured his Achilles, he did it against the Warriors, Kobe.
Okay.
They just so happened to do it against the Warriors. Those two significant injuries in their career. That's probably the only time Mike was hurt on it, was that broken foot. He did it against the Warriors. And then Kobe just so happened to rupture his Achilles against the Warriors, and that was pretty much what ended his career.
He stayed around for a few more years, but he wasn't the same after that.
Like, what are people gonna like? If LeBron surpasses Kareem on the 42nd day of the year, are people gonna call this stuff a coincidence still? With all the other 42s we showing with LeBron?
Yeah, there's definitely some people out there that still they don't believe it. Like they just combat whatever you say. I think just for the sake. I don't think it's because they're not skeptics themselves. It's just some people just like to be combative.
211, the 47 prime. 211.
Mm-hmm. Yo, what if Brady get bounced in the first game, man?
Huh? Brady? You think he loses the first game?
Yeah, because I ain't saying he does, but I was found a stat a few days back. Bucks are 11-11. I mean 11-10 in the playoffs. Default to 11-11, the master numbers. And you remember Brady? He took off those 11 days in the offseason, and then the Bucks bye week was week 11. So I was thinking like, well, damn, like what if like they get bounced in the first round? Like, I don't think nobody is.
They left that game for Monday, so that'll be a primetime game.
It'll be it's the last of the wild card games.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that'll probably be Brady's departure.
That would be crazy. That's how it go out. Because even as a gematria head, it's still the fan in me a little bit that don't want to see Brady go out like that. You know what I'm saying? At least like challenge the Super Bowl or get to the NFC Championship.
Oh man, the 199th pick could lose 199 days before his birthday.
Facts.
There might be Brady's last game.
But it's crazy how the season started on 9/8 the day the Queen died, and Brady's on 96 all-time losses.
96?
Yeah, he's on 96 all-time losses.
So you think he loses two? Well, he can't lose two more.
Yeah, he couldn't lose the Super Bowl. That I found that interesting. But my original pick from April is Bucks, Bills in the Super Bowl, Bills over the Bucks. I'm sticking with that. But it's certain things that got me like feeling kind of like worried about it. The Vikings definitely with what they got going on, and just the whole thing with the Bucks maybe coming up short before they get into the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm sticking to my original picks though. Bucks coming up short versus the Bills in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna ride with that.
Yeah, I think the Bucks they lose on Monday versus the Cowboys, and I think LeBron surpasses Kareem on February 11th, the 42nd day of the year.
Facts.
Those make sense to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you can bet on that though. Can you bet on what day LeBron surpasses Kareem?
You might can, man. I'm gonna look into it. I didn't even think about that. You probably can.
That would be crazy odds, man, if he does it on February 11th.
They should have bets like that because I've seen a crazy prop bet for I think it was like Kanye like a year or so ago. Like, will he be the 2024 presidential candidate or something like that? I forgot what year it was. Well, I was like, damn, if both I'd have got that, then shit, they should have like something like that for sure.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Topsy, man. I'm about to call in tonight.
For sure, me too, man.
Good luck on Monday. You still you're not gonna stay. You're gonna stay away from the Georgia game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look for the numbers during the game, and if anything like leans towards TCU.
Like if you see the first quarter, there's a lot of touchdowns being scored. I'm telling you, go with the over 62 because Georgia's 62.
Yeah, if they start scoring off the rip.
Yeah, if they start scoring off the rip, yeah.
But it's probably best to take that pregame because as soon as the team scores, it jumps up.
It jumps up, right? Damn.
Yeah, especially if it's supposed to go over, it wastes no time like jumping up.
It'll go to like 70 and then 75, yeah.
So yeah, I might take that, man. I might take the over on that, And I don't think the game went over last season. I feel like it stayed under. I might.
You could also bring it down to 61.5 just to play it safe. So that way, if it is 62, you don't risk the push.
For sure. Yeah, and then probably put TCU in a parlay with like two other legs.
Yeah. You never know that 1-9 is a possibility, but
yeah,
I think it's true what you said about Georgia repeating and becoming the dynasty, the first team to do it.
Yeah, it makes sense for them to like win back to back, so like they can have that mystique about them that Alabama has. Like, okay, this is the new dominant team, and I honestly believe that. I don't think Georgia signed Kirby Smart to the 10-year extension for no reason. I think Georgia about to be the new Alabama. I think it's over for Alabama. I think Saban might reach one more championship one more time or something like that, but he'll lose it. I don't think he's gonna win it. I think it's over for Saban and Belichick. I think they're only chasing like individual stat accolades at this point. I don't think they win anymore.
Yeah. Well, all right, my brother. You have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your week.
Appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you taking my call. You stay up, man. Be safe.
You too, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's my man Topsy right there. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. Everybody for tuning in. So we, like I said, on Monday, well, actually today, I like the over in that Georgia Bulldogs game. If you guys want to take a stab at it, right now it's at 63.5. Georgia equals 62. I like Georgia winning. I'm not sure if they cover the spread. But I do like the over. And remember what I said. You could bring it down to 61.5. You don't have to bet it at 63.5. I like it going over 61.5 because Georgia equals 62. All right. And let's see what happens on February 11th if LeBron James surpasses Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the 42nd day of the year. When LeBron James equals 42. The guy born on a 42-day numerology. Georgia's quarterback is 28-3 as a starter, 23 the ninth prime. Oh no, 23. We said, that's 28-3. I'm thinking it says 23-9. Okay, so he's 28-3, and 293 is the 62nd prime number. Shout out to Jay Ross, man. Jay Ross does great work, man. Jay Ross, 1998, young guy. I think 1998 is the year he was born. Very young guy. He's already a gematria vet. Let me see. Let me look this up, make sure it's true, and then we can close it out. Kaboom. There goes that 62 again. I just saw it. Shout out to Jay Ross, man. This is a great stat right here. Yeah, 293 the 62nd prime number. Georgia 62. Remember, Rob Gronkowski signed with the Buccaneers 293 days before the Super Bowl. When Buccaneers is 62, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I like Georgia. And like I said, 62 is a big number with them. So I like it going over 61.5. Yeah, Jay Ross. Jay Ross with the clutch 3-pointer. But good night, everybody. Good luck today. I hope everybody that watch makes some money tomorrow. Peace, and I'll see you guys next time.